What's going on, everybody? Red Velvet's back, and I'm coming to you live. Coming to you live on Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, X, Instagram, and Kick. Normally I do that on my Velvet Lounge, my video game thing, the live streams there. Episode 103. It's been a busy one. A lot to do. We've had a busy weekend in sports. I hope everybody had a good weekend. Hope everybody had a good Monday. It's been a fun weekend. A lot of championships, a lot of records a couple records been broken, and it's been fun. Real quick, I do got to do those shameless plugs. I want to thank our sponsors: Wabash Valley Plumbing, RJs Formalwear, celebrating 40 years, Varsity House Outfitters, and Haute Co. So thank you to our sponsors. Also, thank you to our subscribers. On Facebook, you can subscribe for 99 cents per month. All you got to do is click that button right there, and it'll take you 2 clicks, 99 cents a month. There you go. You're subscribed to the Diner Podcast for early access to podcasts, subscriber-only content, merch discounts, some other things will be going down the pipeline. Okay, enough of that stuff. We're going to give some kudos, some congratulations. Let's start off with Northview Cross Country. They are the boys and girls team are your sectional champions from Terre Haute. The Terre Haute North Sectional, I believe is what it was. So congratulations. Both teams moving on there. And then Hannah Harrison is the sectional champion. First place out of, I don't know, thousands of racers. We'll just say thousands. But congratulations, Hannah, on the dub, getting the first place finish. Shout out to Terre Haute South Braves girls flag football team. They're state runner-up. I get it. That's not where you want to be. You want to be number one, the top spot. But the first year ever of girls flag football in Indiana, Terre Haute South took second place. That's huge. And I know more schools are coming in next year, and it's going to get bigger and bigger. But, hey, you made it to the big dance. That's something cool. All right. We're going to pivot. We're going to get to some Northview Volleyball, and there we go again. I got another graphic to make. Northview Knights won their sectional for the 4th time in a row. The 4-peat, baby. So congratulations to the Northview Knights on capturing that sectional title for the 4th consecutive time. They started off against Cascade in the sectional. They went 3-0. Carson Buck had 14 kills. Audrey Staggs and Maggie Wilson had 4 aces. Bella May with 2 blocks. And Brindley Deacons, 14 digs. Carmen Briscoe and Addie Dehart with 11 assists. Then in the championship, they took on the Edgewood Mustangs. The Knights went 3-1. Bella May had 16 kills and 3 aces. Tori Dehart had 4 blocks. Carson Buck and Brindley Deacons, 19 digs apiece. And Carmen Briscoe, 19 assists. Bada bing, bada boom, sectional champions. All right, moving on to some high school football. Friday night lights. I would say Indiana football, but I've got Richland County over in Illinois. So we start off Northview versus Linton, and back to my award board. Let's see where's he at. Right there. Boom. In this game, Avery Perry broke the school record for career touchdowns, receiving touchdowns. 20-year record. What's weird. I was fortunate enough to be on that team when Chase Yoakum broke it in 2004, 2006. And then, ironically, I was fortunate enough to coach Avery Perry back in the youth league. So I watched a friend's record be broken by a kid that I coached. That's a pretty cool honor. That's pretty cool in my book. Maybe not in everybody's book, but congratulations to Avery Perry on breaking the record. Northview went down to Linton. This is the first time Northview played Linton since 1998. They didn't fare too well in the 90s. If you don't know anything about Northview football, Northview was not the greatest in the 90s. Just everything's cyclical. They lost in 97 to Linton pretty big, and then they lost by a touchdown in 98. But Friday night, they beat Linton for the first time in school history, 35-14. Knights with the dub. Colton Bath, 9 pass completions for 146 yards and a touchdown. They also carried the ball for 12 more times for 99 yards and another touchdown. Avery Perry, 4 catches, 70 yards, and that record-breaking touchdown right there. Slade Fell was a man on a mission, 11 carries, 52 yards, and 3 tutties. Slade Fell also leading the way on defense, had 11 tackles, 1 for a loss, and a sack. And then Zane Scales added 10 tackles as well. We pivot to Terre Haute. Terre Haute North took on Brebeuf. I guess they're on the road. We don't pivot. But the Brebeuf Braves win 47-6. I'll bite my tongue on private schools anyway. Terre Haute South took on Columbus North in Conference Indiana action, and they're projected to lose, but they broke the projection, and the Braves win 49-40. Isaac Corbin had 4 rushing touchdowns on the day. And then West Vigo took on Sullivan in some WIC action. The Arrows win big time 70-7. Maddox Grice had 5 completions for 85 yards and 3 tutties. Clark French, man, what a game. 9 carries, 190 yards and 4 touchdowns. Paul Ridgway had 3 catches, 96 yards and a touchdown. Jaden Norris, Blake Fraker, and Tevin Boone all had a rushing touchdown. And Zane Catlin had 2 touchdown catches. I thank you. And we move over to Avon. They took on Noblesville in some HCC action. The Orioles do win 31-10. No stats were provided at the time. Then we got the Battle of Putnam County, the battle for the Putnam County Barrel. It stays with South Putt. South Putt wins 43-0 over Cloverdale. Some stats for Cloverdale. Landon Duncan had 8 completions for 59 yards. Keyshawn Taylor, 15 carries for 41. Marcus Boyd had 3 catches for 26 yards. And then on defense, Ashton Evans and Jace Gardner, 12 tackles apiece. On offense for the Eagles, Drew Klein, 6 completions for 119 yards and 2 touchdowns. He had 4 carries for 54 yards and another touchdown. That's 3 in toto. Ty Benton had 18 carries, 194 yards, a touchdown, 3 catches, 38 yards, and a second touchdown. Branson Enzer had 1 catch, 45 yards, and a tud. And Briar Cook added 2 rushing touchdowns as well. On the defensive side, the Brock Lesnar man himself, Keenan Mowry Shields, 14 tackles, 2.5 TFLs. Now we've got some Wabash River Conference action. Fountain Central took on Park Heritage. The Mustangs win big, 56-6. Eli Foxworth had 9 completions, 145 yards, 3 touchdowns. And then he carried the ball for 4 carries, 65 yards, and 2 additional touchdowns. Aiden Batchelor, 2 catches for 5 yards. I think there's more than that because why would he be the leading receiver? Moving on. Noah Dodson had a rush touchdown and a catching touchdown. Nolan Acton and Asher Davis each receiving touchdown. And then Noah Dodson on the defensive side, 10 tackles and a fumble recovery. For the Wolves, the Wolves, as I call them from time to time, Sawyer Monick, 3 completions for 18 yards. Blake Ledke had 8 carries for 34. Mason Wilcox, 1 catch for 10 yards. And Justin Cooper had a rushing touchdown. On defense, Tucker Conley, 8 tackles, 1 TFL. And Leighton McMullen, 4 tackles and a pick. And we got North Putt versus North Montgomery. North Putt wins 36-28. No stats were recorded. We have Greencastle against the Southmont Mounties. The Mounties win 62-42. Cole Stevens, though, had a big game. 25 completions, 436 yards, and 4 touchdowns. And he also carried the ball 8 times for 55 yards and another touchdown. Parker Welker, 13 carries, 71 yards, and a touchdown. And then this stat line, I had to double and triple check just to make sure. He had 15, Caden Blodgett, 15 catches, 360 yards, and 3 touchdowns. And Trevin Long had a receiving touchdown as well. On defense, Parker Welker had 20 tackles, Nash Dobbs with 12, Owen Sorrells, 4 tackles, and a pick. And then we got Cascade and Western Boone. Basically the Monon Championship, the MAC Championship. And something special happened that game. Let me get my award board. Boom. Dayton Mink broke the career rushing touchdown record at Cascade High School. 41 touchdowns in his career and counting. Congratulations, Dayton. And Cascade went on to become the about got in trouble. And I forgot to grab it, but they're your MAC champions. The Cadets win 56-7. Brady Trebley, 8 pass completions, 126 yards, 2 touchdowns, and then a carry for 5. Lucas Farmer had 5 carries, 101 yards, and 2 tutties. JT Rashong, 3 catches, 70 yards, and 2 touchdowns. Dayton Mink, 2 rushing touchdowns. Toby Savini and Mason Dixon, a rushing touchdown. And then on defense, Banks Sterling, 9 tackles, and Timmy Turner Jr., 9 tackles, 2 TFLs. And I forgot this graphic as well. North Central took on Eastern Green in the Battle of the T-Birds for the T-Bird Trophy. North Central gets the win 39-21. Lane Fagley, 10 pass completions, 90 yards, and a touchdown. He also carried the ball 13 times for 141. And this stat line right here, congratulations to Graydon Walters. Keep pushing on this one. 20 carries, 202 yards, and 5 touchdowns. Jaden Cole had 2 catches for 37 yards, and Ryland Cox with a receiving touchdown. Lane Fagley had 7 tackles. Landon Evinger, 3 tackles, a TFL, and a sack. William Davis, 4 tackles, 3 interceptions. And Chris Benford with 2 picks as well. William Davis and I believe Colette Sanders lead the Dinerverse in interceptions. That graphic will be out later this week. North Davies versus Spring Valley, the battle of the unbeatens, and it was a dogfight, it looks like. The Blackhawks of Spring Valley edge out the North Davies Cougars 13-8. Keaton Graber had 26 pass completions, 261 yards. He had a touchdown. He carried the ball 11 times for 32 yards. Sky Knepp, 9 catches for 93 yards. Anderson Amon had a receiving touchdown. And then on defense, 3 guys made double digits in tackles. John DeDeffer, 13 tackles and a TFL. Zeb Owens, 10 tackles and a TFL. And Hayden Sample had 10 tackles. Now we got some WRC matchups again. South V taking on Attica, and the Wildcats win 32-13. Ben Shyrock, 17 pass completions, 206 yards, 2 touchdowns, 22 carries, 53 yards, and 2 more touchdowns. We got 4 tutties on the day. Colton Robertson, 13 carries, 81 yards, and a tud. Braxton Ottawa, 2 catches, 54 yards, and 2 tuds. And then on defense, Mason Larson had 11 tackles, 2 TFLs. Colton Robertson, he's only a freshman, by the way, 11 tackles and a TFL. Colton Manette, 2 tackles, 2 TFLs, 2 sacks. Excuse me. That is a 2. Colton Rippey had 6 tackles and 3 interceptions. For the Red Ramblers, Hayden Elliott, 23 completions, 338 yards, and a touchdown. Gunnar Payne had 7 carries, 39 yards, and a tud. He also had 11 catches for 127 yards. Tristan Miller, 5 receptions, 123 yards, and a touchdown. Then on defense, Lucas Griffiths, he went off. He had 15 tackles, 2 TFLs, 2 sacks, and a forced fumble. Then we have Riverton Park versus Covington in the WRC. I can't see, my camera's in the way. Hold on just a second. There we go. I can see everything now. Panthers win. First WRC championship in school history, and they win big time, 52-6. Colette Sanders had 1 pass completion for 8 yards. He carried the ball twice for 17. Sean Vester, 8 carries, 125 yards, and 4 touchdowns. Victor Shootman had a catch for 8 yards, 6 carries for 43, and a tud. And Derek Collum added 6 rushing touchdowns on the day. Jackson Blevins and Brody McConnell had a rushing touchdown each. Wow. Riverton Park is a force to be reckoned with. Good luck in the playoffs. Good luck to all these teams in the playoffs. Now we shift over to Illinois. Richland County, the only Tigers, baby, took on Casey Westfield in the battle for the top spot in the Little Illini Conference. And the score, 28-27 Tigers. I texted Coach. I said, man, that had to be a dogfight because it was one of the toughest games I've ever coached in my life. Some stats for the Tigers. Gavin Collier, 4 pass completions, 97 yards, and a touchdown. He carried the ball 23 times, had 182 rushing yards, and 2 more touchdowns. Ian Pianfinetti, 3 catches, 83 yards, a touchdown, and then he carried the ball once for 13. Xavier Owasu-Guyon, 13 carries, 76 yards, and a touchdown. That's all for your Friday Night Lights and your prep sports. We're moving over, transitioning to some softball, Youth League softball. We're going to go to Reelsville at the Halloween tournament. The Diamond Time 8U Warriors, they are the runner-up of their tournament. And there they are. Congratulations, ladies. They start off against the Cloverdale All-Stars. The Warriors win 16-10. Lily Lumpson had a weekend. It was a great game for her. 3 hits, 4 RBIs, and 2 doubles. Ellie Meisner, 3 hits and a ribby. Willow Stranger and North Thiemann had 3 hits. Olivia Goda, 2 hits, a ribby, and a double. And Aubrey Ofsansky had 2 hits and a ribby. Then the Warriors take on the Ileana Heat. The Heat win 13-12. Lily Lumpson had 3 hits, a ribby, and a double. North Thiemann and Raylan Wallace, 3 hits and an RBI. Ellie Meisner had 3 hits, and Aubrey Ofsansky, 2 hits and an RBI, and a home run. Then the Warriors take on the All-Stars again. The Warriors win 18-5. Lily Lumsden, 3 hits, 5 RBIs, a triple, and a home run. Nora Thiemann had 3 hits, 3 RBIs, and a triple. Raylan Wallace, 3 hits, 2 RBIs, and a home run. Willow Stranger, 3 hits and a ribby. Kennedy Kiefer went 2-2. Ellie Meisner, a double and a triple, and Olivia Goda with a double. Then we stay in Reelsville. The 9U Warriors had their tournament too. They start off against the Explosion. The Explosion win 20-8. Hadley Pearson had a hit and a ribby. Carly Abusir and River Peters had a ribby as well. And Savannah Wallace with 2 strikeouts. Then the Warriors take on the Gators. The Gators win 17-7. Brecken Griffith had a hit and 2 RBIs. Savannah Wallace had a hit and an RBI. Addison Peters, 2 strikeouts on the mound. Then the Warriors take on the Explosion yet again. The Explosion win 13-1. Brecken Griffith had the lone hit, and Addison Peters, 4 strikeouts on the mound. Now we've got a battle of the Dinerverse teams right here. The Warriors taking on the Lady Braves from Shakamak. Braves win 18-2. And, well, I'll get there in a minute. Braves win 18-2. Brecken Griffith had the lone hit. Hadley Pearson had the RBI. And Brecken Griffith had a strikeout. The Braves, Zoe Cox, 2 hits, 6 RBIs, and 2 triples. Megan Starr, 2 hits, 3 RBIs, and a double. Josie Rash, 2 hits and 2 RBIs, and a double. Addie Griffith with 2 hits. And Addie Griffith, 2 strikeouts on the mound. Continuing on for the Braves. See how that easy transition is seamless. Not really. I'm not that sly. The Braves took on the Ileana Heat. It was a 3-3 tie. Josie Rash had a hit and an RBI. Hayden Ray had 11 strikeouts. And your Shakamak Lady Braves are the runner-up in the Reelsville Halloween tournament in their division. Congratulations, ladies. And then we move on to some baseball now. We got the Mad Dog 8U Black. They take on the Mad Dog 8U Red. The Black team wins 22-7. Corbin Strader had 2 hits, 5 RBIs, a double, and a home run. Jensen Durr, 2 hits, 2 RBIs, and a double. Nixon Lively had 2 hits and a ribby. Lincoln Anderson, a hit and 2 RBIs. And Baron Fry with a double. Then the Mad Dogs take on the Mattoon Hitman. The Mad Dogs win 8-5. Jensen Durr, 2 hits, 3 RBIs, and a double. Nixon Lively, 2 hits, a ribby, and a triple. Baron Fry had 2 hits, an RBI, and a double. Lincoln Anderson, 2 hits and an RBI. Corbin Strader had 2 hits, a double, and a triple. And James Swank and Asher Baca, 2 hits. Then the Mad Dogs take on the Mattoon Pride. The Pride do win 15-13. James Swank, 3 hits, 4 RBIs, and a triple. Case Lockard, 3 hits and a ribby. And Corbin Strader, 2 hits, 4 RBIs, a triple, and a home run. Moving over to the Silver Knights from the CYL. I almost said CYFL, but I caught myself. They travel to Paris to take part in the Harvest Slugfest. The Silver Knights start off against the Outlaws, and the Silver Knights win 18-0. Broad and Silvers led the way, 2 hits, 6 RBIs, and 2 home runs. Eli Snyder had 2 hits, 2 RBIs, a double, and a home run. Woo! Tate Whitman and Wesley Cuffle, 2 hits, 2 ribbies. Krieg Moore and Nolan LeMay, 2 hits, an RBI, and a double. Branson Sanders, 2 hits and a ribby. And Owen Schaefer with a double. And the Silver Knights then take on the Jasper County Eagles. The Knights win 17-0. Branson Sanders leads the way, 3 hits and a double. Owen Schaefer with 3 hits. Broad and Silvers, 2 hits, 4 RBIs, and 2 home runs. Wesley Cuffle, 2 hits, 3 RBIs, a double, and a triple. Tate Whitman, 2 hits, 2 RBIs, and a home run. And Nolan LeMay, 2 hits, 2 RBIs, and a triple. Darn camera. Now we've got the Wabash Valley Sluggers, a 15U team. I know, don't make fun of me because I'm balding. The Sluggers start off against a 5-star Indiana. The Sluggers win 13-1. Landon Pittman had a hit and 3 RBIs. Bryce Branson, a hit and 2 RBIs. And Keegan Altspeter with 3 strikeouts. Then the Sluggers take on the Oaklandon Bombers. The Sluggers win 10-0. Keegan Altspeter, 2 hits, 4 RBIs, a double, and a home run. And Bowman Smith added 2 hits, and he had 3 strikeouts on the mound. Then the Sluggers take on the Indiana Canes, and the Canes win 7-5. Click. All right. Now we've got some youth league volleyball from the Wabash Valley Family Sports Center. I probably butchered that name. That happens. The Golden Goats. That's their name, the Golden Goats. They took on the Orange team. The Goats won 2-0. The score was 25-19 and 25-12. Then the Golden Goats took on the Teal team, and they won 2-0, 25-16 and 25-20. Here are some stats for those ladies. Vivian Moore, 7 aces and 2 kills. Lila Brown, 7 aces and 2 kills. Charlie Jones, 4 aces and 5 kills. Blakely Hickman, 3 aces, 2 kills, and an assist. Braylon McGee, 4 aces and 2 kills. Carson Terrell, 4 aces, 2 kills. And Chloe Lark, 13 aces and 6 kills. Congratulations to those ladies. Congratulations, Golden Goats. It's going to be fun to cover you guys. You girls, excuse me. Sorry, don't yell at me. You girls all season. But now it's time for my favorite part of the show, the Power Performers. And this week's Power Performers are Bella May from Northview Volleyball, Caden Blodgett from Greencastle, Cole Stevens from Greencastle, Graydon Walters from North Central, Lucas Griffiths from Attica, Parker Welker from Greencastle, Colton Rippey from South Vermilion, Keegan Altepeter for the Wabash Valley Sluggers, Corbin Strader for Mad Dog 8U Black, Chloe Lark for the Golden Goats, Lily Lumpson for the Warriors 8U, Brecken Griffith for the Warriors 9U, Zoe Cox for the Lady Braves. Congratulations to all the Power Performers. Keep pushing. Since it is football season, you know I got to pay homage to all those big hog mollies up front. And this week's offensive prep trench warriors are Devin Orman from Northview, Zeke Golay from Riverton Park, the T-Bird O-line from North Central, the Terre Haute South O-line, Kason Bishop from North Davies, Adam McKinley from Sullivan, Ashton Deha from Greencastle, the Avon O-line, and Bobby Graves from Olney. Congratulations to the Big Hog Mollies. Now it's time to pay homage to the defensive trench warriors. Cale Allen from Northview, Carter Raines from Northview, Anderson Amon from North Davies, Lane Griffin from Riverton Park, TJ Hamilton from Cloverdale, Ryan Hesher from Terre Haute South, Levi Hallfield from Sullivan, Muhammad Alimi from Avon. I totally butchered that one. Hey, you know what? That happens. It ain't perfect. So that's going to do it for this edition of the U Sports Chowdown. Now I'm going to end it with the highlight reel. Just bear with me. I didn't have it pulled up ahead of time. So thank you to everybody for tuning in. Thank you to the sponsors. Thank you to the subscribers. Thank you, coaches. Thank you, parents. Thank you, players. We'll see you next week, and keep pushing. Be a lot cooler if I ended it that way. I didn't download it. Gosh darn it. Hold on. So, yeah, this is what happens when you're live, pal. I wasn't prepared. Was not prepared. So, where's it at? I thought I downloaded it, and now I look like a fool. Which ain't hard to do. But it is what it is. So, it's downloading. Just bear with me. And then I'll get out of here. Don't worry. Because then I got my magic sunglasses on, so you can't see it. You can't see the embarrassment on my face. Downloading. Now it's a bad time to start buffering. God. Got egg on my face. Well, today, Junior. No, I don't need an extra camera. See, now I'm all walled up. Still didn't download. Gosh. What's going on here? Well, I may have to upload the highlight reel on its own. Now, I'll do that in just a moment. So thank you all. Yeah. Oh, wait, it did download. Let me pull it up. Give me 1 second. 1 second. Where's that? Okay. I got all excited. Now it's not going to work. Gosh darn it. There it is. Bye.